There was a team that started 1-6 and made the playoffs in history. You know what that team was? The 1970 Bengals. You know how many games they played in 1970? 14. They had less games to make it up. They made it up. Teams that start 1-4, it's happened 14 times. And that data set is from a 16-game season. I mean, like, pretty much. Yeah. So it is not impossible. That's my whole thing. It is irresponsible. I will not sit up here when you've got Joe Burrow, like our guy Chris Canny, who I love, but who has been the leader of, like, the Joe Burrow hate train on ESPN. It starts with a take where it's like, hey, he's got to win that Washington game. That's his fault. Well, it's not his fault. And yesterday, you could say he can't throw that pick, but since the game started, Lamar's got to catch the snap too. They both played out of their minds.
Yeah.
It was a clinic. Yeah. Like, it was like two horses, thoroughbreds, were kind of galloping in the first half. First half, 8 minutes to go in the first half, it's a low-scoring game. 3 minutes to go in the first half, low-scoring game. The two horses started, like, one started running a little faster, and the other one started running a little faster, and all of a sudden, they're running for 100 miles, dead heat. Mm-hmm. And Burrow's the first one to stumble. He stumbles, throws that pick, leaves the door open for Lamar. Lamar ties it. The Bengals had another chance late, and it comes down to the kick. If they don't – bro, and this is the story coming out of the game for me.
The holder.
Zach Taylor not being aggressive at the 39-yard line, okay? And you could botch that hold at the 25-yard line, so maybe nothing changes. But isn't that interesting that it comes down to something like that? The guy's not even – I don't even count a holder as a football player in that respect. Like, he's a football player. The football players on your team put you in position to win, okay? You botched it on special teams. Here's my Zach Taylor thing, and he's one of the coaches that I'm mad about. I'll give you my mad rankings today. He's like number 3 or 4. Because when you get the ball with a chance, and I'm live streaming this thing on from my office yesterday. I'm doing a recap of the games. Check us out on Sunday afternoons if you want, like, instant reaction. We're going to post a lot on Sunday afternoons. But I'm watching overtime, and I said it before I closed my eyes during the kick, which I used to do as a player when there was a game-winning kick. I wouldn't watch. I said, if they fuck around here and they play with their food, they're going to miss a field goal and they're going to lose the game. It's a certainty. Mm-hmm. Okay? So when you come out and you're not aggressive, when the whole game you were aggressive with a 10-point lead. With a 10-point lead, every time Baltimore touched the ball in the second half, 10-point lead, 10-point lead, 10-point lead. It was Baltimore making it up. And the whole time, the Bengals are being aggressive, including the last drive when Joe made that mistake and forced a slant. And that's the one mistake. When you're playing Lamar and he's playing like a damn MVP, we'll get there. He was unbelievable. When you are playing a guy like that, you make a mistake. The coach can't be scared out of playing your offense when you get the ball back with a chance to win the game. That, to me, is a cardinal sin. You leave it up to your holder. You leave it up to your kicker rather than putting the ball in the hands of the guy that fucking got you there. That, to me, is a cardinal sin. And, like, you could say, hey, the Bengals didn't win the game. The players aren't good, like, whatever it is. That is why you lost the game. That's why you lost the game. And for you to be afraid of doing the same thing just tells me that, like, you don't have any conviction. Like, you think it's going to happen twice? It hadn't happened all game. Be more aggressive. If you are, you might get out of there with a win. And I just want to say this. The Ravens, the story today for me is Lamar Jackson. It's the story almost any time we unpack a Ravens win. This guy, if there's not an MVP on that field yesterday, like, I don't, like, when you're watching him, when you're watching Lamar play in that second half of that game, the drive that they cut it to 3 on to put the pressure on the Bengals might have been the drive of the year to this point. I'm not trying to be hyperbolic. And Atlanta's had some nice drives and all that. But considering the defense they were going against, and they got a lot of those same matchups that the Chiefs got early. So Zach Orr, that wasn't the best day for the Ravens defense. But I'm talking about Lamar driving the ball down the field, and I'm talking about beating the blitz. Lou Anarumo was content blitzing them every second down because what they weren't going to do was, like, that first drive the Ravens had, it was 3rd and 1, 3rd and 2, 3rd and 1. We're not going to let them just slowly move the ball down the field. We're going to heat them up on 2nd down, okay? And Lamar beat the blitz. He had a 3rd and 10 he hit, and then he makes that's his Heisman moment. that is the thing that wins you the Heisman in college.
Yes.
Like if he wins the MVP this year and there's one moment you need, that's the moment. And Sam Hubbard, I've been there. Like it's easy for me to say get him down.
Not like that.
Well, I haven't been there like that.
You know why you haven't been there like that?
Why?
We're going to see this specific highlight forever.
That's what I'm saying.
Forever.
But I've been there where you like can't get a guy down. And like I told you, I've missed Deshaun Watson twice on a single play along with Michael Bennett. We missed him 3 times and he hit a 50-yard bomb. It just so happened we won the game and it wasn't Lamar. Okay, so I look at that play and I'm like, some guys are just better. And the throw to Isaiah Likely in the end zone was unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And Kyler made a throw yesterday on 4th down that was like incredible. Mm-hmm. But this is in another weight class.
Yeah.
And so when I come out of this game, I say, hey, Baltimore, you know, you have done some things to stunt his development by not putting people outside, the whole thing, in a game where the run game actually wasn't the feature in the second half. In the first half, they came out and ran the ball. In the second half, because they were down 10, it was almost like the worst thing that Cincy could have done. Mm-hmm. Because as Cincy got guys back in the front, B.J. Hill, Murphy, Jenkins the last couple weeks, they have had to reshuffle some pieces in the secondary, and I thought that they fell asleep on a couple balls. I mean, like, definitely the Kohler ball, that was huge. I mean, just get it back in one play like that, it puts a lot of pressure on you. Luckily, you got Jamar Chase to go the distance quickly and that sort of thing, but I thought the tight ends 8 in the second half, Mark Andrews 8.
Oh, man.
Lamar completed passes to 9 different Ravens in this game. 5 players had at least 3 grabs.
And the Ravens.
And all the while, I'm doing the live stream, and somebody's like, Jaden Daniels is what we wanted Lamar to be as a passer. I'm like, okay, I've been hyping Jaden Daniels for the better part of a month, but like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Are we still doing this?
No, it's crazy.
I don't know how you watch that game and discredit anything this man's done in the NFL.
Oh, get ready after next week when they face each other. How much you're going to hear that?
Which people?
Lamar versus Jaden Daniels next week.
Yeah.
You're going to be hearing that all week.
Well, Lamar was great, and I thought that for Cincy, there were some positives in the first half. Like, I'm not doing the Cook thing right now. I'm just saying, like, if you want to fix this, your defense has to be better. Mm-hmm. I thought those guys played with a lot of intensity. I thought the run game, I mean, it didn't look anything like what it looked last week playing Buffalo, and that's not a high hurdle to clear. But in the first half, they threw bare front at them. They got an under. They got an over. They tried to gap out the line of scrimmage, and they tried to blitz as the game went on, and Lamar just beat the blitz. And even when they went away from the run game, it was just too much. He's that fucking good, dude. Mm-hmm. And so, like, yeah, you lost to Lamar. It'd be nice if you hadn't lost to the teams you'd lost to earlier in the season. Had you won the Chiefs game, found a way to win that game, then this doesn't hurt as bad. But damn, for a matchup that I just feel like Lamar has owned, but I haven't seen a lot of games where both of them played at a high level against each other. Mm-hmm. This is what I want to see every time these two teams play. Mm-hmm. And you know, you talk about quarterbacking in the NFL. There was a point in that 1 p.m. slate watching Josh Allen, who wasn't playing his best, C.J. Stroud in the second half, who wasn't playing his best, but still was doing C.J. Stroud things. And on the other TV, it's Burrow and it's fucking Lamar. And I'm like, we're just fine. And on the other TV, the side TVs, you got Jaden Daniels and Caleb Williams, who you know, in different ways might end up being part of the conversation when it comes to like the quarterbacks of tomorrow. So like, we're going to be okay.